The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
And also that night, and I don't know if the times are going to be crossing for this one, and I hate it personally. After I've complained about this, I hate when they do this. Showtime has their card, has a card that night with 3 fights in their main card. The first one is a showcase fight. Now, we just not too long ago we did a showcase, a podcast on showcasing. Where, on the pitfalls, showcasing pitfalls. But when showcasing is done, showcasing though, does have a purpose. Make no mistake about it. Showcasing, for fighters who don't need it, we are against. We don't want to see that shit.
Showcasing when it's done right, with prospects or people really shaking off ring rust. Not just I'm fighting twice a year and I'm gonna fight a jobber in one fight and, fight a top guy the second fight. None of that. I'm talking about, real showcase, like Showbox.
Right.
How HBO Boxing After Dark used to be in a way.
Right, but not a place where they have just a little bit more exposure than usual. Right. And this is what the opener for this card will be F.A. Ajaba, who of course is probably notorious for a fight he did. For his lone fight, he did not get a knockout in. Obviously his opponent walked his happy ass out the ring after when the bell rang, and that was all shit. And then he ended up winning by disqualification in a fight which would have probably ended in a knockout. There's probably no question about that. But obviously, he's seen as a future contender, probably maybe even future champion in my book. And he'll be facing German Michael Wallace, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a German way of pronouncing it. I do not know it. It could be Wallace or Wallace. I don't know because I didn't watch anything to actually get the pronunciation. But that's who he's actually facing. I've never seen Wallace fight before, and I'm gonna be prejudiced with this one. I think Jalo, because Nigerians and all gotta stick together. It will probably win this fight by a brutal knockout. And I'm pretty sure LB, although not Nigerian, will probably agree with me.
Yeah, if this is the same guy that showed up from the Mansour fight, then I expect more of the same. And like I said for the Daenerys fight, if this guy is some unknown, under the radar, talent that the world has been missing out on, and he fights above his level, and hey, this is boxing, anything can happen. But we gonna get a knockout for the A side in this one.
Well, just taking a quick look at his record. He's 6'5", and weighs probably between 235 and 245. So at least the size part, he is comparable in size to Java. Right. However, he's 19-1 with 12 knockouts. His one loss was a KO loss in his last fight to Christian Hammer. So that pretty much, I think usually, when you get knocked out by Christian Hammer, a KO, not like a TKO or a ref stoppage. He got laid. It's a KO.
Yeah. And then they're making him fight a puncher in his next fight. He's not even getting his confidence back. So it's.
So it's kind of. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, timing's everything. Mm-hmm. He could fight to the occasion, or he could just continue the downward spiral. We don't know.
Yeah, no, but so that's what he's facing. And like I said, it's a showcase. bigger audience, hopefully. You know, and I expect Jabba to probably get the knockout. It's going to be a brutal one at that. The co-main event is sarcastically LB's favorite, one of LB's favorite fighters, Victor Postol. You know, this is actually an eliminator for, if I'm not believing, for Jose Ramirez's WBC 140 belt. He will be facing someone who I've never seen fight before. Muhammad
fighting this weekend. Shit.
Yeah, and this is a high profile because it's Muhammad Mamon. Again, I don't know the proper pronunciation. Like I said, you know, he's not someone I've ever seen fight before. I mean, he's 21-2 with 2 knockouts. This fight, depending on, could either be a stinker off rap, because you know it could be a stinker, or it could be the rare fight where, you know, Postol does have watchable fights. Make no mistake about it. He has fights where it's kind of a struggle, but he also has some watchable fights. I mean, the last watchable fight he had was against Josh Taylor, and that fight was excellent actually, on both sides.
If that fight happened this year, we'd be saying it's a fight of the year.
Right?
Like real shit. And last year, it's like it was a great fight, but no one was really calling it a fight of the year. If you realistically ranked it, it's probably somewhere in the top 12 or, you know, top 15 somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this year, if that happened, that shit would be like number 2 right now, number 1, right up there with Peterson.
Right.
And Yippin Nets.
Yeah, Lipinets and Peterson. Yeah, it's fucking. Yeah, it's been that type of year.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, just so I mean, all starts because Postol himself, although he is the rare low KO puncher who can actually punch, but his style is not the most conducive to hard punching. Yeah. He does a lot of pity patting. That's, you know, he'll throw some pity pad shots and then mix up with a hard shot or two. That's how he does. That's how he fights.
Great value Klitschko.
Yeah. But Postol is getting up in age. I mean, that's one thing I have to say. I mean, he is getting up in age. So, I mean, there could be a chance that he could be upsetted. He could be outworked. I mean, you have a cat who has 2 KOs and 21 victories. I mean, he probably knows something about outworking somebody because he sure as hell not stopping them. So, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it could either be a stinker of a fight, which unfortunately I think I'm leaning towards, or it could be it could just be something, you know, be a clash, because you know you never know. Like, you know, sometimes light punches do produce some good fights. Josh Warrington is a perfect example of that. You know, but
relentlessness though, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, he's also super relentless. You know, dealing with that type of activity from a volume puncher, you know, it's insane. I mean, not too many people can actually handle that. I don't, like I said, Momo may be that type of person, that type of fighter. Who knows? But we will sure as how we will see. We'll see on Saturday night, and I will try to make sure that I start walking back and forth. So if it is not good, I don't fall asleep during it. Either or I flip back to the zone if both cards are running concurrent, as I hate it, but sometimes that might actually be warranted in this case. And then we have our main event. You know, Robert Easter Jr. His first fight was in 9 months since that loss to Mikey Garcia. He will be facing Rances Barthelemy, who we just talked about earlier. And for whatever reason, this fight is at 135, where a weight where Barthelemy has been fighting at 140 for a minute now, and it probably needs to go up. And the fact that this is for a quote-unquote regular WBA lightweight title. You know, and that's the one thing I don't understand, why this is for any type of belt, considering, you know, neither have actually done anything of this nature. But on paper, it is a good fight. LB, do you have any thoughts on how you think Robert Easter or Bartholomew will go?
I think it's a pretty good fight. It's a solid fight. Two offensive-minded fighters, but two guys who don't have the most refined game. They sort of have an identity crisis in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Easter, we look at him like he could be a boxer puncher, but then it's like he doesn't punch enough to be the puncher. He doesn't box enough to be the boxer. So, his style, when it's at its peak, you get, that knockout he had over Mendez.
Yeah. That was probably that was a highlight reel knockout too. I mean, that was a fight night type of knockout.
and Easter started out like that, pumping the jab and throwing the right hand and walking guys down, but then somehow he transitioned to using the little half guard defense with the little shoulder down and just spamming uppercuts and
shit. That might actually be. I mean, isn't that probably because he'd been working with Broner in those camps? I mean, he started working with Broner a whole lot more.
I don't know if it's because of that, because, he still don't even fight like Broner, but it's like he maybe picked up some bad habits, but
yeah. Yeah, because pretty much, I think the fight that really started to change it was his title-winning fight against Kami. Now, I personally thought Kami won that fight. And Kami, and one thing, Kami almost, knocked him down, with a shot that came out. It was a shot that probably would have KO'd most people, But he got up, and then in the last round, had Kami rocking and rolling a little bit. So, you think, okay, sometimes, a fighter like that needs a hard fight like that, to see how he is. But then after that, Easter had not had been showing more flaws than usual. There was a Shafikov fight where I thought he lost. And then there was the Fortuna fight, which I sure as hell thought he lost. Although
I thought he got the Shafikov fight. The Fortuna is the fight where I really thought he looked bad though, but
yeah,
more so like for I can see Fortuna winning that one. Like I think he kind of got screwed over on the cards a little, but Easter did do some good things in that fight. But yeah, that wasn't one of his better performances, definitely. But
it was unfortunate. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I thought he won the Kami and the Shafikov fights. Those were just close bouts, and those guys, to their credit, are tough opponents. Fortuna's more of a hot and cold guy himself, and he was hot that night.
Yeah, and overweight. You can't forget that.
Yeah, so even then, if you look at it, Easter, fought good competition and stuff. It just, he's like one of those guys when he fights someone on his level, he can't. What's it? The Canelo syndrome.
Yeah.
You're only just as good as they are, really.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, we give Canelo all the credit in the world because he's fought tough guys, but we don't give the other fighters that credit because Robert Easter's fought tough guys, and he's only really just been outclassed by Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Because even with Fortuna, he won rounds and made that a competitive fight and close enough to say he was in it, regardless if you had him winning or losing. So he just can't go to the table with the elites. And I feel like Barthelemy is the same way in a sense. He has a style where, we look at him like, oh, he's Cuban, Cuban boxer, yada, yada, yada. We hype that shit up, and it's like,
right.
He's hittable as fuck.
Very much so.
His punches sometimes don't look like they got any snap.
He throws a lazy jab. He throws a lot of lazy jabs.
Yes, lazy
And
jab.
he gets tagged a lot.
His footwork is just sometimes all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have any ring generalship, and he's gone through the same similar path as Easter, where he's fought some good guys, and he struggled with them. And honestly, I feel like he struggled more so than Easter. I thought Shafikov beat him.
I do too.
and the fight he had with Mickey Bay, shit, I was there live. I thought he lost that shit. When I went home and watched it, it was a fight.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. I was saying, like, when I got home, I saw it again. It was a closer fight, but I still had Bay winning that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Barthelemy didn't look good in that fight to me. Like,
yeah, he got dropped by Bay too, if I remember. I think
he kept getting hit with overhand rights.
Yeah.
Didn't he fight Antonio DeMarco too?
Yeah, he did, and it was actually one of his better performances.
Yeah, it was, and he was getting hit in that shit too.
And the funny thing is too is both fighters made their name off beating Mendez. In this case, he fought Mendez twice. Because the first one was, I think he KO'd him after the bell or something like that, or slightly before. I forgot what it was. But he had Mendez down like a couple of times in that fight. It was up in the second round. But the second time around, it was actually much more competitive fight. But he won that fight. He would have won it wide, but I think he started throwing a lot of PR specials, or I should say Cuban specials, in that fight. So, yeah. Yeah, and if you don't get the terminology, anytime I put a country and special after that, that means they threw some low blows. You know what I mean? And that's also been a big thing. And he throws a lot of Cuban specials, Barthelemy. So that's one thing that you could probably expect him to throw in this fight for sure against Easter. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Easter win this shit by disqualification.
Yeah, they both throw uppercuts, so I can see, like, and they both have that identity crisis where they operate on the mid-range when they more suited to really work, from a distance. So I think we're gonna see a lot of in and out, a lot of might even see a headbutt or two. Like, I feel like this fight could just, you put it in a bag, shake it up, and you pour it out on the sink or some shit, and you don't know what you're gonna get. It could be anything. It could be a war. It could be fucking a boxing, a chess match.
Yeah. It could be
some boxing, some struggle shit. Yeah, it's like I can see everything, because you got two guys who are talented and skilled, but just they got some mental flaw that just keeps them from being elite. And they almost got the same flaws, fought the same fighters, had the same tough ass fights, same close fights.
Yep.
Both got fights where we each think they lost or whatever. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't even know who I think gonna win this shit, man. Like, I'm just like, maybe just gonna watch it. Like,
yeah, you just gotta watch it, just see how this shit's gonna play out.
Yeah, because I really just don't, Barthelemy so hot and cold sometimes. Easter.
I wouldn't say hot and cold, because he hasn't been really hot in a while. It's just like he either struggles a little bit or he struggles a lot.
Yeah, so he's been more like mild and hot. I mean, not hot and spicy. Like, I don't know, like the seasoning off or some shit. Like, and then Easter just coming back from fucking the Garcia fight where he won like maybe 2 rounds and just got smacked around. Yep,
and dropped in 1 round. It's just like, yeah. So and that's also too where he's like, I mean, now we're gonna see what Easter can do after coming back from an adversity like of that nature. Is his mind gonna be right? Because Barthelemy, for all his flaws, he's not someone that you want to take lightly. You know, Bartholomew, if he wants to, will make you fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, it's just, I mean, we're watching just, you know, most like just to see how this fight's actually going to play out. So yeah, I mean, hopefully the Showtime card overall does do good things, because the ratings for these past Showtime cards have not been too good. To put it lightly,
haven't been too good. Shit.
Yeah. And the fun things too is I think this time, because usually before it's either like the really good fights and cards don't get the ratings they deserve, and then the real shitty cards and stuff like that get these ridiculous ass rating numbers. But I think this is the first time in a while that I've actually seen the quality of the card matching the ratings that it gets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, like if they're not getting a fight that doesn't deliver, the ratings don't match it, and that completes the cipher. It's real, you know. I haven't seen that in a couple of years, you know. But hey, you know, that hopefully it continues that way. Because it's like, you know, so we can demand, like, yes, we want better fights.
Bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. I mean, on paper, I mean. I think there's just a lot of unknowns on this Showtime card, and you gotta hope that it airs to the side of, you know, which places of boxing fans, you know, the casuals and
we gonna get some good knockouts. Are people gonna fight above their level? The main event is 50-50 to me. If
definitely
I had to fucking pull my arm, I would say maybe Bartholomew gets a majority decision, or we might see a draw.
Either that, or I mean, I personally think that maybe Easter will probably win this fight. You know, I think it'll be a close fight, but then this cards will reflect like a wide ass unanimous decision.
Yeah. Oh, see, because this is the thing. Both get a little love on them scorecards. If we just keep it real, like
they really do.
You know, I know y'all hear me call out them Canelo scorecards, you know, which I do. You know what I mean? I think a lot of niggas be sleeping on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Easter, you know, let's keep it real. Easter's got the benefit of the doubt in 3 close fights. The Safikov, Kami, and Fortuna. If you have a guy like Pat, he thinks dude lost all 3. I think he just lost 1.
Yep, I sure
so just to put it in perspective, and then Bartholomew, it's like, you know, I thought he lost to Relic twice.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, sometimes flawed fighters do deliver in the ring, and sometimes flawed fighters do flaw things. So yeah, I mean, you know, definitely, it's the card's definitely worth a watch.
Hold on, gun to your prediction, bro.
A gun to my head. I said for Easter wins this fight by decision, unanimous decision.
Wow. So you damn. So what you think? So let me boxing this up a little bit. Mm. What you think he would do to make that happen in the fight?
Shit. Hopefully, I would think that he learned how to use his reach and his height. You know, because I think Mikey. I mean, I think that lesson should have hit home when Mikey was able to not only take his jab and get inside, but also take his jab away in the process. You know, and I think that hopefully that, you know, Easter will probably internalize, okay, that was a flaw, and he will use that against Bartholomew. I think that's how he would actually do it. I personally think that, you know, Easter probably did learn from that, and then that's how he would, and that's the strategy he'll probably employ to keep Bartholomew at bay. Because Bartholomew, if you keep him at bay, he's not going to really attack you like that outside of hitting you with low blows. Yeah, and if you honestly, if you keep coming forward on him, he's just going to shell up.
I think he's just gonna. I think there's a possibility that both could shell up because both have, and I feel like you almost could flip a coin and see who's gonna be the more aggressive person. I just think Bartholomew lets his hands go a little more sometimes. So, damn, this is a hard one, man. Because I think Easter I think Easter is the better fighter overall, the better boxer. But him coming off that loss with Mikey just makes me wonder. It's hard to pick him in this one. Barthelemy, I think Ben kind of went down. So goddamn, man, done to my head this hard. But you say Easter, I go Barthelemy. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be tuning in. I think it's at like 9 or 10 o'clock on Saturday night. One of those damn times. So yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm laughing, nigga. You good?
You know, so but yeah, I mean, that's I think that's all the fights for this particular weekend. You know, like I said, you know, hopefully that this weekend will be the first of many to really set shit off for 2019. Lord knows we need it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, we just have to keep it in there and speak it into existence, you know. So LB, any final last words?
Nah, hopefully this boxing weekend is lit as fuck. And before y'all fucking tune into all them fights, y'all make sure y'all hit up whatever streaming service you got and listen to that GOAT Artist album by Shutterworth.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? And then my final thoughts too is, like I said, you know, if you want to hear some more stuff from us, you know, yeah, our YouTube, we out there, man. You know, check our YouTube out, like, comment, views, tell your friends about us, you know, spread the love, you know, if you feel what we have to say. Or if you're a modern person on the go, you know, get them apps and, you know, listen through your phone, listen to your car in the morning as you're racing into work so your boss won't scream at you for being late. You know, we on there, man. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, you know, Podomatic, man, we out there, man. So yeah, you know, just, you know, follow, because we, you know, we bring you shit that you want and need.
Everywhere. Radio.com.
And that's real talk.
You done with all the social media sites, you just hit up the website. Or you hit the website first and you can go from there, shit.
Exactly, you know.
And ringgangradio.com, y'all don't forget that. And shout outs, y'all check us out on the Patreon as well. You know, we there too. Especially
the Patreon. You know, so for myself, Patscorpio, the New England representative, for LB Shutterworth da Gawd, the GOAT Artist, you know,
yes.
We out of here. Yes, you know, we out of here, and we'll get y'all next week with some more recaps and some more thoughts on some upcoming fights. So, peace.